today's video, you might have seen something similar, but in this video it's going to be even better because I'm going to show you 3 cameras that are going to be a great pick for your first or next camera when you're thinking about photography. Now, if you're looking for something separate from your phone, the first camera I'd definitely check out would be the Canon M100 or a slightly younger brother, the M200. This 24 megapixel camera takes really nice photos. Nice little power tip actually, when you use the back screen, it will literally just tap where you want the photo to go and it will take the photo for you, which is really nice. Now obviously this does take really nice HD video, which is really nice to see, but I'm thinking of these cameras for you in the sense of photography if you want something separate from your phone. Now it does have a viewfinder, it does have a microphone jack, but I'm thinking about photography. Now it comes with a 15-45mm kit lens, which is a really nice lens, has interchangeable lenses, so you can down the road change the lens if you so wish. And if you don't want to spend the earth on a camera, you want something separate from your phone, this could be a camera worth checking out. You can get it now for about 100 to 300. Links to all the cameras I talk about today will be in the description, and this just takes really nice photos. Nice little flash on the top, easy into video mode. You can play around with the shutter speed and the ISO, but my personal recommendation would just be, to begin with, put it into photo mode and just off you go. Let the camera do all the heavy lifting for you, and that's just a great way to start. A little power tip: if you just pull back the screen, you can access the memory card more easily, and the fact it has a nice little flip screen so you can take selfies or of you and your friends or family. And this is a nice little camera if you're going on day trips or you want something with a family and friends, something that doesn't cost too much, it's not too heavy, it's nice and light and agile. This could be the camera to check out. And a nice little power tip that I love about this camera is definitely, with all the cameras I talk about today, get a spare battery, a nice size SD card, and you should be ready to go. Now, if you're enjoying what I'm doing so far, I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and I make weekly content on the best cameras for creators and hobbyists alike. If that sounds interest you, don't forget to like and subscribe, as we're about to check out the next camera. Now, all the cameras I'm talking about, there will be links in the description below to check that out after the video, and all the cameras I talk about today will be way under 1,000, so that's something to think about. And you're thinking, oh my god, that's a lot. If you're looking at something more professional or like an high-end camera, you are looking at thousands of pounds or dollars. And most of our phones, if we bought them outright, would be that or more. Anyway, the next camera is the Canon M50, which is still my favourite camera. You can get the Mark 1 or the Mark 2. It seems to be a little bit more difficult to get the Mark 1, but you can get some great deals on that. They're both 24 megapixels or 24.1 if you want to be precise, and they both come with the interchangeable lenses that are all mirrorless cameras. Comes with a 15-45mm, which is great for video or photography. Now again, thinking about the photography side, it does have a nice little viewfinder, which is really nice if you want to take photos sort of the old-fashioned way, or if you're like me, you can use the very nice flip screen so you can see what you're doing, or you just want to see exactly what the camera's going to be taking, and you just want to sort of click around. And what's really cool about these cameras is you can just click where you want the camera to focus and off you go. Now this does have a microphone jack, and it just has much more features, and it does record quite nicely in HD and 4K, in my personal opinion. I actually use one of these to record now, so the video you're seeing now is with an M50. The only big difference between the Mark 1 and the Mark 2 is you have what's called a clean HDMI, which basically means it's easy to plug and play with the Canon app, and you can use it like a webcam if you're doing live streams or recording videos on your computer or laptop. But the sensor on this is really nice. Let's just have a little look. There it is, the M mount, there we go, so you can just about see it. That's really nice. Let's see if I can do that first time for you. Can you do it first time? There we go, look, I love that. Satisfying lens sound when you click the lens back on. Now you can change the lens down the road. The M50 does have a small range of lenses, but you can get adapters if you want other lenses. But I find personally, especially starting off, if you want to know what lens to get, I find the kit lens with these sort of cameras is perfectly fine for taking nice photos and videos. Again, you can play around with shutter speed and ISO and the different settings, or for now, just put into auto mode, let the camera do the heavy lifting for you and take some nice photos. But as you get more confident with the camera, feel free to play around with shutter speed and ISO for different lighting and all that sort of thing, and that's something to think about when buying your camera. But yeah, again, I love this camera. This is actually my favourite camera of all time. This was my main camera for about 4 or 5 years, and it takes really nice video. Again, just make sure you've got a spare battery with any camera you get, a nice little SD card, and I always recommend for video or photography a nice tripod for those still shots, or as you're doing now, you just want someone to hold the camera while you're filming. But I really like the fact you can turn this screen around and you can set timers on these cameras so you can take pictures of the family and all that sort of stuff. So this really is a really nice all-round camera, does everything you need it to do. in the time of this video. Absolutely love this camera, and you get this now for about $400 or $500 depending on what deal you check out. And bear in mind, if you shop around, just make sure the reviews are good so you don't get, you know, ripped off, that sort of thing. But they still hold their own, half the price of what they used to be. They used to be like $700, $800 when they were new. But for a nice price, for $300, $400, maybe $500 at a push if you got an extra lens or if it's like a brand new version. But the M50, in my opinion, is still a great camera for taking those nice photos. Now you're probably wondering why I'm being a little bit quieter today. It's quite early in the morning today, and I just thought, get out while it's nice and beautiful outside, and I didn't want to wake up my neighbours too much. Now the last camera I wanted to share with you guys is the Canon R50, which is a fantastic camera, and definitely recommend the R100, which is actually very similar to this, but it doesn't have the flip screen like this does. That's pretty much the main difference I can tell. It's a 24.4 megapixel camera, so it will take even nicer photos, and you can get the R50 for about sort of $600-700, where the R100 is about $400 or $500 because it doesn't have the flip screen. But they both have microphone jacks, which is an interesting feature for the price range. Now, as for one of you that wants to take those nice perfect photos, you still have that nice viewfinder, which is nice, the flash, the mount on the top, easy record button. Again, I would just put into auto mode, start it off. These cameras are very clever at taking really nice photos, and a little power tip that I love about this camera, has very fast shutter speed. So if you're taking fast objects, you know, if you're going on a sports day or fast cars or motorbikes and that sort of thing, this camera would be definitely one to check out because it can take lots of photos really quickly, which means you should hopefully get that perfect shot, which is really nice. So, you know, that sort of thing. Now again, you can play around with shutter speed at ISO with this camera if you want to be more advanced with the camera. It does have a wider range of lenses. Again, mirrorless camera. This one starts with an 18-45mm, which is perfectly fine for photography, gives you a nice range of different styles of photos. But again, you can change it down the road, and my answer would be what lens to have. Start with a kit lens, see how you get on, and if you decide you want a bigger lens or more zoom lens, then think about that down the road. Just because I tend to find the 18-45mm is perfectly fine for taking your first sort of few photos, and you tend to find you don't really need anything else unless you're getting really into photography and you want different lenses for different situations. But again, worry about that as you need them is my best advice on that. But I really like this camera. Again, spare battery, nice SD card, 64, 128 gig, higher if you want. But I just really like this. It looks nice, it feels nice, it has lots of cool settings, has lots of AI tools. It pretty much shows you how to use the camera, very user friendly. Link to this and all the cameras I talked about today. If you're getting value from today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. But I really like this camera. Now obviously this does cost a bit more, but if you want to cheap out a little bit, you can get the R100. Just has a few less features, doesn't have the flip screen. But if you want to go full out but still not, you know, cost the earth, you can still get these for about $600-700, which is really nice to see. And I would say the R100 is still worth checking out, but the R50, this one is definitely the camera of the day on the time of this video. Now I'm Dave from TVR Creators. In a moment I'm going to show you 2 end cards. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video, and as always, you guys rock.